Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another initiation of the BroTalk, the most random podcast with subjects tailored to make you think. My name is Augusto.
My name is Marcus.
Today,
We're gonna talk about
depression.
Oh yeah, depression.
You're kind of depressed.
No, I'm not. I'm tired.
Last episode, we talked about anxiety.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to dive deep into the confines and the depths of the human brain
All right.
to poke the demon called depression.
And people are gonna say we are using the same clothes, man.
Because we are.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
There's an amazing apparatus called washing machine.
Yeah, because maybe you don't know, but this episode that was released 2 weeks after this day.
So again, you are going to time traveling with us because you're watching something in the future. But as you watch it, you're looking at the past.
Yeah.
So you're going to look and looked at the same time. How do you feel about that? Because time, my friend, is an illusion.
I think they don't really care.
It's fun to think about it.
It is.
Just to clarify something, I said demons of depression. No. You, my friend, that is depressed, please don't misunderstand me. Depression is not spiritual sickness. Depression is a real brain condition. I just made an introduction, a fun introduction. So please, don't come on. It's not lack of having God. No. I know it's not. It's just a joke. And I'm not joking. So fuck you. The social justice warriors. I know what depression is. I'm a fucking therapist. I deal with depression every day.
Yeah, we know it's a psychological problem.
So yeah.
That's becoming way more
Common.
common
Very common.
nowadays.
I think along with anxiety, depression is the most common mental issue we face today. It's very common.
I remember that some months ago I saw research or something that the thing that people fear the most is to talk in public. That has nothing to do with depression, but has to do with our latest
Topic.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
But there's something about it. Because
Depression
anxiety leads to depression.
that's the point. That's why we were doing both of them.
Exactly. Because they walk holding hands.
Exactly.
It's really important because remember last week, which is today. Aha! Just to clarify, to finish this topic, we're recording 2 episodes in the same day. Period. That's why we talked and everything. So remember, we talked about how sometimes Instagram people look at some other person's life and then they want to live their life and get anxious. And it comes to a point, I just can't match that expectation because it's unreal. It doesn't exist.
Yes.
Even on Instagram. It just doesn't exist. And then I get so bad about it that the moment I realize, bang, I'm depressed. I'm living in a dark, dirty bedroom.
Yeah.
I already quit my job. I'm weighing 10 kilos less. I don't bathe in 5 weeks.
I don't want bake.
Bathe.
Ah, okay.
Take a bath. In 5 weeks and
Sometimes it still takes some time to understand your accent, I'm not 100% sure of what to say sometimes, but let's go.
no problem. So, resuming. And then when you get the point, you start to, hey, people were talking that to me a long time ago. and you just don't know. You ask yourself, why? How did I end up here? In such a dark place. And literally dark, because the first thing a depressed person does is to, shut the sun. And they start getting sick and stop eating properly, and then life goes to that loop where, remember, we're also talking about the law of polarity, where extremes touch themselves, and the person enters in that loop. I'm anxious, I want to get out of this, I can't stand this anymore, but you don't have strength to fight it, so you get depressed again. But it's like a snowball effect, because it starts spiraling. And every time it goes round and round, it gets worse and worse and worse. And then we end up in suicide.
Yeah, with becoming way more common as well, because it's the ultimate, I would say price, but it's not exactly that. The ultimate thing that happens when you are depressed.
Yeah.
Suicide. And we should not talk a lot about this because I was flagged on a video that I did with Tiago because of suicide, and they cut the video out.
Oh man.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with this thing, but it ended up deleting the video. We were talking good things about this, and the video was deleted. There was, fuck you, YouTube. But okay.
So, let's say a bad thing.
Yeah, bad thing.
Like when people were talking about motorbikes, for example. When people were talking about the injection. They call it the thing.
Yeah.
So let's give, taking one's own life as the deed.
The deed.
The deed. So now, it's called the deed. So people get to a point, they inspired that they do the deed.
The deed, okay.
Right? And that's a real problem. And usually people don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Because there's something about depression. If you know someone is depressed, pay attention to that. Because you see people get bad and they get worse and worse and worse and worse. And all of a sudden they start getting better. They go out, they have fun, they laugh, and then all of a sudden they've done the deed.
Yeah.
For example,
They don't show it a lot.
Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Oh yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but
He's done the deed.
yeah.
Chris Cornell, which was a close friend of his, he did it a few months before Chester did.
Shit.
They were talkative people. They laughed. They worked.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, oh, right,
That's done.
they did
There's
it.
no going back.
And that's a problem. So if you know anyone who's depressed, pay attention. Pay close attention. And that's something about the deed. That people that do it in a way that someone's going to find the person. Or they just try it, but they fail. They're not really trying to do it. They're trying to get attention. It's a cry for help.
Yeah.
Not like, a child throwing a tantrum. No. They need help so bad, but they can't ask it. They try to do the deed.
Yeah. And one important thing is that men, they usually don't ask for help.
And that's a problem that
It's very normal.
that I'm actually trying to focus this year on treatment, because men don't seek therapy.
Yeah.
And the rate of doing the deed, for me, I think is 84% of people who do it are men.
Yeah.
It's huge. Because women usually, as they are more emotional, they tend to seek help, seek someone to talk about. But men usually shove it aside themselves and close it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes as I said in the beginning, a demon living inside me. It starts eating you from the inside, and it comes to a point, it explodes.
Yeah.
It's really complicated. It's really, really sad. I think it's worse than being anxious.
Probably it is. Yeah.
Because when you're anxious, the anxious people, they try to do something. Usually people get anxious because they want something. Anxiety is thinking, putting too much thought ahead.
Yeah.
What's going to be? What do I want? And you stop living here to live tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? So people start getting anxious. What's my objective? You have to have objectives, things you need to achieve.
But you can't overthink it.
You can't live of thinking. That's why some people use checkpoints. I have this big objective far ahead, but if you think only about that, you get anxious because you won't do anything to achieve that because it's too far. I'll never get there.
Yeah.
So they do nothing and get anxious because they want that. So people use like checkpoints, for example, like when you were talking about physical activities, you get the gym. Remember, I said my goal would be like the shape from Henry Cavill, from Superman, right? If I stop and look now, I'm too far away from that.
Yeah.
And maybe someone, I won't do it. But I can do it short as I can lift 2 kilos heavier today. What's my objective? Let's say I'm bench pressing today. I did chest days, so I bench pressed, I think, 29 kilos.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Nice.
So I can put my next objective to be, 35. So train to get to 35 kilos.
You're still doing the strength training?
Yes. Yes.
That's the story.
It happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
I started doing it last week. That's good.
So, I know eventually I'll get there. I forget my objective. When people ask me, what's your objective? I want to look like Henry Cavill. That physique. Okay. But I don't keep thinking of that. It's my objective. When I get there, I get there. I have this checkpoint along the way, those milestones.
Yeah, you are achieving your goals, but step by step. And every improvement you have
is an improvement. Is a milestone.
Yeah.
Good. That's what anxious people should do to their objectives. Anxious people tend to keep looking at the future, something that might never happen, because anxious people they don't look at their goals usually. They look at problems that might happen.
Yeah.
So they suffer twice. They suffer now for a problem that might happen, that usually doesn't happen.
I got you.
And depressed people, which is our point, they keep looking at the past. Or sometimes they look at the future when we're talking about people that get so anxious that they come to a point that they get depressed. And they start looping, they spiral, and it comes to the deed. So depressed people, they sometimes look at the past, because my life was so much better. My wife died. And you live the present day with your dead wife.
Yeah, that's bad.
Or because when I was a child, life is so much easier. Of course it was. When a child, you don't have responsibilities. So you don't want to be responsible for your life anymore. And then you keep looking, my child was so perfect. And then you get sick.
Yeah.
Or, it's so ahead. That goal, that dream, I'm dreaming every day. It's so far ahead, I'm just not capable of achieving it. So you suffer and you get depressed. because I'm incapable, I'm not skilled, I'm not good enough, and you start, depreciating yourself to the point you get depressed.
Yeah.
This is really
A lot of. Yeah. It's exactly like it. And as you said, social media helps it a lot.
or doesn't.
Not. I mean, to avoid depression.
Yes, it doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. But not only anxiety, but depression.
Depression as well, because I'll never have that life. I'll never travel to that beach.
I'll never have that perfect body.
I'll never have the perfect body.
Yeah. And everything else. Because people only show the good thing on social media.
Yes, that's right. And there's something about it that wraps basically anxiety, depression, that people shouldn't compare themselves to others.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody says that. I know, and I'm saying it again. Everyone says don't compare yourself to others. And it's a problem because people compare themselves. I compare myself.
Everyone does.
You do it. Let's say, as we're talking about, I want to have a physique like Harry Cavill's. What am I doing here if not comparing myself to him?
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah, I
It's
got you.
obvious that what I shouldn't do is to, live for that purpose. My
Yeah.
life won't work if I don't have that, and I get bad, and I think I suck, and I think I'll get everything the bad from life because I didn't achieve that goal.
Yeah, that's not the point.
So when I say don't compare yourself to others, is that you have to compare yourself to yourself. Because sometimes people say, don't compare yourself to others, but we need comparison. We need approval in life.
Yeah.
People tend not to teach the rest of the lesson. You don't have to compare yourself from others, but what are going to compare to? You live in society. But the fact is, we come to this life, we live here, this earth, in this body, so we can be a better version of ourselves. We come here to learn, we come here to improve. So today I have to work hard to be better than who I was yesterday. Who are you going to compare yourself to? To myself. Who was Augusto, 3 years ago, 5 years ago? If I get to 2017 when I moved here,
Yeah.
what I live today is what I dreamed to live in 2017. Now I'm here. So, to whom I have to compare myself? To fucking Elon Musk? No! It's just, unfeasible.
Yeah, I got you.
I have to compare myself to myself. I can't compare myself to you.
Yeah, probably not.
Even though you're close, you're a completely different person with different life objectives. Who does different things in life
Yeah.
to achieve different goals. With a different mindset, a different level of consciousness. So how can I possibly compare myself to you?
You can't.
It's just, it's absurd.
Yeah.
So I compare myself to myself. Who was Augusto yesterday? That I can compare. What can I do to be better today? Yesterday I did that one thing that I didn't like. So what will I do today to not do that? That's important.
You got the point.
I have this particular behavior I don't like.
Yeah.
What am I going to do to change it? Right? What practical things I can do to change? Just visualize, I need to change because I don't like that. I'm going to change. You won't, and you get depressed. Because, shoot, I didn't do it. Or, I did it again. Just like a crack addict. Don't you think the guy who smokes crack wants to get out of it?
Probably.
He can't.
Because it's an addiction. So
He can't just say,
can't live without it.
Yes, or maybe he says, oh, I won't do it anymore, I won't do it anymore, I won't do it anymore, and as he opens up his eyes, he's holding the pipe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's really complicated, and then he gets depressed, and he dives deeper into his addiction. And people sometimes get to addictions because they're depressed, because their life lost so fucking much meaning. They need something to fill that hole. People
it's
seek
a escape
route. People seek religion, people seek addictions, people seek, relationships, people study.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say, a person has a hole inside of him, and then the guy is going to go to get addicted to something because he has a hole inside of him. No, sometimes you find succor in relationship, in sport. People find things to, blow off steam.
For sure. And some people, they also get depressed because of things they can't change.
Exactly.
Like body things.
Bodily things.
That's very normal. And
that's why people go to that kind of deep surgeries.
Yeah, which is very bad. Some of them are very bad.
And you see those people that do so many, body works.
Yeah.
If you analyze it, they're really, really mentally sick. They don't accept something inside of them, and then they live that life. They're never happy. I had a patient, I think 6 or 7 months ago. She was an elderly woman, but she said loud and clear every single session she hates old people.
Okay.
And she's getting old. She's 60.
Alright.
She's not young anymore. She's not old, but she's not 18.
Yeah, sure.
A long time ago. She's not 18 anymore. But she can't accept it. And I was talking to her daughter. Her daughter took her to the plastic surgeon. The surgeon looked at her and said, there's nothing to do with you. Everything that could possibly have been done to you has been done. There's nothing to do. And she started discussing to the doctor.
Yeah.
Because she wanted him, to figure out some plastic surgery to do to make her look younger, which is impossible.
Shit.
I've
never seen that one. Okay.
Yeah, it happened. Something I treated. And then you have people like that. It's an addiction. But why? Because she had that big hole, that pain. She had so dark, so profound pain inside of her that nothing could fill that hole.
Shit.
She got sick. She was depressed. She was completely functional. She was not even remotely going to suicide. To do the deed. But she was very, very sick.
Shit, man. Being completely sick because of something that's impossible to change.
She wanted to change time. And
I understand. Maybe it's gonna sound bad, but I can understand people that get depressed because, my wife died, or my wife and one son died in a car crash. I got your feeling. But
finish your
sometimes, I am depressed because I'm skinny. I don't know. because I'm getting old. I'm depressed. I don't know. How could I say it? I can't exactly understand what happened in the mind of someone like that.
Right.
But I think it's depression. That's normal. All right. But I don't know what to say. Go ahead.
Right, what happens is, it's the same thing. For example, you said you understand, and my family died.
Yeah.
I'm going to become the Punisher. Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my wife died in a car crash. Okay, you suffer because you loved her, you're attached to her and everything. Okay. But what happens inside the person's brain, for example, oh, I'm depressed because I'm too skinny, is the exact same principle. Something is missing inside of the person.
Yeah.
For example,
But I don't know.
I have
What leads it to be an emotion so heavy as two of your beloved ones died?
attachment. Let's go back to Buddha. Attachment is the source of all suffering.
Correct.
Let me try to explain to you. Let's get to the dead wife example. I have an attachment for my wife.
All right.
Cool. A part of me is her, and she's a part of me. Okay?
Okay.
She died, she's not there anymore. There's a hole. It
Yeah.
needs to be filled.
Yeah.
Okay? So people get addicted to some things. People get depressed. People get really sick, right?
Yeah.
So we use the same principle with the skinny guy.
Yeah.
The guy is skinny. He didn't want to be skinny, but it's such a problem to him that he has the same hole inside of him that can be compared to the widower, the guy who lost his wife.
I got the
But
theory of the
Right.
principle of how it happens. What I want to understand is what makes it be a problem so big as your wife dying.
attachment.
Yeah, but I
We
wanted
can-
to. I wanted to be able to understand how people can develop an attachment like that. For
Instagram.
yeah,
Let's get to that.
That's the
For
point.
example,
that's a point.
you have a model. That model we want to follow. Skinny guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Shit.
Okay, Ronnie Coleman. Okay,
Then we have something to do. We can start injecting some, drugs.
things. In Portuguese, you say Danoninho.
Because that's the only way you're gonna get there.
No, it's just an example. The guy has this model. Okay, I'm so skinny. I want to be like Arnold. Okay, but it's basically impossible for you for whatever reason. It's impossible to you.
Yeah.
But you don't accept that because you're so attached to what you want and you can't get, that you're so selfish to the point that you're going to do anything to do that. And if you can't anyway, it's such a huge problem for you because you get so attached to the idea. You can't, you're so clinging to that idea, to what you want,
Okay.
that you just won't let go. It's focusing.
You focus a lot.
The guy is so focused. Remember, we're talking about anxiety could be caused by looking to a goal too much, that you don't live the present. Okay?
Yeah.
You have an impossible objective, or it may be even possible, but you can't understand it's going to take a time longer than what you expected.
Yeah.
Cool. But you just don't accept the fact that it's going to take longer than accept, or that it's just impossible. And then you focus so much that, oh, I wanted this but I can't get it. I want this but I can't get it. And you get that conflict,
Yeah.
your brain starts malfunctioning. The conscious against the unconscious mind. Your body knows it's impossible. But your unconscious mind is going to keep going because it's on your conscious mind program that you want to. And you're going to keep trying it. But your body knows it's impossible. And then all of a sudden the guy hurts himself training. And then he needs surgery or just rest. And then he loses weight. And then he gets sicker. Farther away from his life dream. But he's so attached to that goal, unreachable, he gets sick. It's attachment. The guy is so attached. He focuses so much on that. He can't focus on something else. For example, the guy, I can't put on a nice shape. Schwarzenegger shape. But he's so attached to it, he can't see things he can do that most people can't. For example, the guy might be skinny, but he's a great runner. But you won't see that he could beat Usain Bolt if he trains, because he wants to be Arnold.
Yeah.
He's so focused on that he starts suffering. He ignores everything around him.
That's why we're not the same. Everyone has different capabilities.
Things in life, skills. And then he gets sick.
Yeah. Interesting. We got to an interesting point.
And then it's the snowball effect, because he gets stressed and he starts releasing, I forgot the name of the stress hormone.
Oh shit.
Cortisol. So cortisol on his brain, on his body. And then he starts feeling sick because cortisol depresses us. And you start feeling pain. And you start not being, willing to do things.
Yeah.
And then you get depression. And suddenly the guy who wants to be Arnold is far away because he stops going to the gym, but still wants to be Arnold without training.
Yeah.
He's farther away and he stops eating. Farther away. And everything he does only pushes him farther from his objective, but at the same time he wants so bad to get closer to the objective. And then remember, conflict again inside his brain, and then release more cortisol.
Yeah.
It goes over and over and over, then you get to the lead.
Shit.
Or just a miserable life. Let's suppose the guy
not
won't do
everyone
it. The guy won't do it. No, it's not everyone that does it. But the guy lives a miserable life. And he can't see joy. He can't find joy in life anymore. And then he starts pestering people in the comment section of everything.
Yeah.
Because his life sucks so hard, he wants to be a superhero of anything. Then I have social justice worries. Like the ones I talked to in the beginning of this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what happens. And internet's there for it. There's a lot of guys there doing it.
Like that.
Every single place.
Not on internet.
Yeah, that's internet.
Not only on internet.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, not only.
That's
But it's
something.
more normal on the internet because nobody knows who you are. Nobody sees your face. And that's a point we discussed back there.
Yes.
Yeah, no one
And those guys, they're anxious and depressed.
Yeah, for sure.
Why? Because my life sucks so bad, in real life. I'm so coward in life. I won't go talk to that girl. I won't even try doing that new hobby because I know I can't.
Yeah.
Or I want so bad, but tomorrow I'll do it. Procrastination.
So you don't want so bad, man. I'm sorry.
We don't want so bad, but sometimes, there's a thing. Anxious people are procrastinators. And procrastination is a symptom of anxiety. So sometimes the person actually wants to really wants to, but they are so anxious they can't do it. They're so anxious to do something that they don't do it.
Anxiety kind of holds you back.
Completely. Just like depression.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they are connected somehow.
yes. So the person that's so depressed and so anxious can't live their dream life, they go pestering people on the internet.
Yeah.
We see that a lot with movements that I won't name names again, but they will know I'm talking to them. And I'm going to be pestered in the comment section that, they see that female body, that they won't get out of the couch to do anything to achieve that female body, or just it's not that person's body type.
Yeah.
Is unachievable. And then they start pestering the poor woman that does it and goes to the gym and has a discipline to follow a diet.
Yeah.
And they want everyone not to follow patterns. They want everyone to know that model is just a BITH. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think you know who I'm talking about.
I'm not sure.
And they know. They know.
Yeah.
And for anything else, everybody knows it. Every group does it. Every group. Again, those people. There are other people, for example, that guys that can't, get to a relationship. They can't find a relationship. They can't approach girls.
Yeah.
Which is specific for that group.
Anxiety.
Right. Could be other guys. I don't know, but I was talking about a specific group. Okay.
I talked about this on a live stream I did yesterday, because people were talking about shyness, and I said, like, if you are a shy guy, one thing you can do and you can overcome this is talking to women, because.
But when it comes to a point of a health condition, it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's something I always say. It doesn't matter how much you study the problem. If you don't suffer from it, you don't know.
For sure.
Because I suffered from panic attacks, panic syndrome, anxiety, depression, everything.
Yeah, the only thing I had was anxiety.
Okay. So to a point that everyone that has panic syndrome agrees with me. It doesn't matter, you can be a psychiatrist, you can have studied 20 years specifically this subject. If you don't have it, you don't know it.
For sure.
So the guy, let's say, the guy is, problematically shy. To a point. It's a sickness, he has a condition, he's too shy because of his condition. It's too much of a barrier to overcome. So you just can't say, just go and talk to people. It's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
It's the way to get out.
I got your meaning.
It's the way to get out. There's no other way to facing shyness other than facing shyness. You don't overcome fear without facing it. It's impossible.
But in this case, once the guy was talking to me in the comment section and it was live stream, I thought, like, oh, okay, he's not so fucking shy. He can manage it. But so that's why I did this.
And there's the point, remember we were talking about the internet.
Yeah.
If turn on your camera, let's talk here.
Yeah, that's kind of different.
He won't. I wouldn't.
Maybe he could start, DMing people. That's something good to do.
Right.
They can see that people are not monsters.
Yeah, it's a beginning.
Yes.
But when it comes to compulsion, it's complicated. I lost my track of thought. We're talking about before we entered the shy guy.
Anxiety, depression.
Right, depressive people
Instagram,
on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking about a specific group of people, the guys that won't go to girls.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they start depreciating women. Women are bad, women suck, women this, women that, because oh, you're in a relationship way to the point when she betrays you, she cheats on you with the guy next door, and then they divorce you and take all your stuff, and you're on the street and have to pay her. This specific group of people. Why do they do that? Because they focus so much on their unhappiness.
Yeah.
They're so miserable that they won't do anything to a point. They don't want other people to do it, and then they form groups. Every group is formed by people who have a similar problem that they won't face.
For sure.
So these guys specifically, they form those groups where they discuss the problems, they speak the same language because they can't face the problem. They don't accept they have a problem to the point that they want their point of view to be normal, to be the rule, the normative.
Yeah.
As the girls that hate on the models.
Yeah. And there are also girls who hate on men. That's
basically the same group I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's normal.
They hate men. Why? Because they have a screwed up relationship sometimes.
Yeah. And
because they are unfortunately have been abused. It's completely unfortunate. And that they get so traumatized, but they don't want help. Oh, I got abused by a man. Now I want every man to die. For example, let's take a philosophical approach. Sometimes men and women, this works for men and women, they get to crappy relationships, abusive relationships.
Yeah.
And then they break up. And the next relationships, it happens again. The next, the next, and the next. And then it comes the phase, oh, no man is good. Or no woman is good. Either way.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing, same talking, same conversation. Why? Is the problem on all men? Is the problem on all women? Or the problem is in you? Because if you take it philosophically, if a situation repeats itself, it's because something is wrong within you. You have to change something about it. Let's say, if you only date toxic guys.
Yeah.
Guys that are with you just because they want the thing.
Yeah.
Right? They only want to sleep with you. Have you stopped to look at what types of clothes you wear? What type of talking you have? What's your conversation? What's your vocabulary like? Does it convey the message that you only want to sleep with the guys? What groups are you part of? What is your main subject? What you talk mostly?
Yeah.
It kind of attracts, there's a proper word, but it's the only I can think about now.
Yeah,
it kind of attracts that kind of man. You want to know a good man to have a real relationship, a nice guy, they actually exist. Just go look somewhere else. But then it comes up with, oh, I want to wear the clothes I want to wear. I want to talk the way I want to talk. But you don't want to face the consequences. Everything you do has a consequence.
Yeah, it's normal.
It's obvious. So, she needs to accept it. Oh, if I want something different, I have to change something in me. Not force the world to change. I have to change me. The world is the world. I have to change myself if I want to live something different.
For sure.
So then, if you change your ways, you get a good guy. If you're a guy that can't approach girls or has only dated bad girls because there are, change your ways.
Yeah.
To a way that you find good girls.
Yeah, sometimes people are very comfortable where they are. And
that leads to depression.
Yeah, that's something that takes some time to change. but most people don't see it. They need help, as you said in the beginning.
And that's the problem. They need to first things. No, I can say, oh, take this or the action. Like I said, oh, change your ways, the way you dress, the way you talk, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah.
I'm talking to someone that just open someone's eye. Maybe it's enough. But if you're talking about sickness, like depression, anxiety, what you need is to understand you need help from a professional, not your colleague, not your friend.
Sure.
Right? Not the girls, not your boys. No, professional help. Not your mother, not your father.
Yeah, I got you.
Professional help. Because then you can open up. And then you might open your eyes and say, oh, fuck. No?
Fuck
And
everything.
turn the key,
Do something different.
Flick the switch.
Yeah, for sure. And
that's
the end
it.
of the day.
The end of it. So if you have depression, if you have anxiety, seek help.
For sure. It's a psychological problem and you should take care of
You should
it.
face it
Yeah.
with someone that knows, right?
How to deal with it.
You just can't know, oh, I don't have that. I don't need help.
Everyone needs help sometimes. So
Oh, I can do it myself. Oh, it's just a phase. It will fade away eventually. No, it won't. It'll get worse. So seek help. If some of those tricks we teach here work, do them.
yeah, for
If
sure.
if they work, they work. Good. If they don't, because here we teach simple tricks.
Simple, yeah, very
If you
simple.
can't do anything we tell you to, then you need help.
For sure.
And don't feel bad about it. Because I can't even do that. Oh man, no, just need help. Those are simple tricks for someone that doesn't have a condition.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have a condition. Because you might have lived a crappy childhood. You might be just looking at a goal that's impossible to reach, and you might just be blind to this fact. You might just not see it. And sometimes an external person, a professional, will say, hey, stop looking here, start looking here. For 5 minutes, maybe it's enough, but you need a professional to do that. So
Someone to guide you, to help
to
you.
guide you to, that's so that's it. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment down below.
Come pester me, I don't care.
What do you mean?
Come pester me in the comments because I talked about groups.
Alright.
Yeah. Or just ask for help,
Yeah.
As I always say, I'm a therapist myself, maybe I can help you. Maybe I can point you to a direction.
For sure.
Just ask for help.
And be sure to check out our Instagrams
Our
down
Instagram
below.
pages, and see you
That's it.
next week.
See you guys.